Alright, so I was given a bunch of beets, and like that's quite a bit for me to eat, and I don't really have a cold place to store them, so we're going to can them. I do water bathing, so first we are going to, these were actually cold stored I guess over winter, so they were kind of growing a little bit. Oh, there you go. So I'm going to wash these up because they're dirty. And then we will boil them, and I'll show you the process. Alright, so they're all cleaned up. So I'm going to boil them and then test them with a fork for softness or hardness, depending on how I want them. Yeah. Alright, so for water bathing, you do want to make sure that everything is sanitized properly. So I will throw all of these into hot water on like a rolling boil for 15 minutes. Set them aside downwards on a cloth so they'll be ready to be filled. So we'll get those going. Alright, so the recipe I'm using for these beets is a little bit more sweeter than most people would probably like, but I like them sweet. So we're going to do 1 cup of sugar. Okay. We're going to do 2 cinnamon sticks, half, so it's only half, but that'll work. Okay. We're also going to be doing 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. And 2. And then I don't have cooking vinegar, so I'm using white vinegar. Now if you're using white vinegar, you do have to use a little bit more of it. So the recipe calls for 1.5 cups. I'm going to be doing 2 cups of vinegar. So, a little aggressive. Go. Okay. You can also use the beet water or just regular water. I used beet water in my last recipe, so this time I'm just going to try water. That way I can taste the difference when I open my cans, because like I'll be like, oh, like I like the beet water better, or I like the water better. So, and then 1 cup of water. Go. And I'm using distilled water as well. I'm also going to be adding, I think it was 10 cloves, 10 cloves. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa. 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll bring that to a boil, so that'll be our brine. And then we'll peel the beets and get those ready. Okay, so during a little break, I was waiting for these to cool. They're the beets. You can tell they're hot as fuck still. It's watering my garden, so I am going to try and peel these while they're hot. They're easier to peel, plus it keeps all the flavor in. We'll dice them up, and then I'll show you the canning process. Alright, so we're going to chop the ends off. I do feed all my scraps of vegetables and stuff to the pigs, so today they're actually getting like a heck of a lot. I was doing quite a bit of baking today, prepping for my next couple of weeks of work, as well as I'm camping. So they get lots of scraps today. Yeah. I do make a huge mess in my kitchen because I'm always in it, but I'm very tidy. Like, I'm clean as I go. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So We're chopping these up. As you can tell, they're still hot. I'm not gonna lie, that was an absolute pain in the dick to cut or peel while hot. So maybe if you're doing it, let them cool a little longer, especially if you have really sensitive hands. Yeah. Okay, we'll slice those up. We'll check to see if our canning pot is ready. Alright, so my canning pot is coming to temperature. I wanted to show you guys the process of filling them with the cut up beets and then the brine and what level to do it. I actually got this recipe from my cousin. I did this my first time with her, and then I've just been kind of doing it myself with different things. I've done pears and syrup. I've done, what's it called, like, yeah, I've done like pear sauce, applesauce. I've done beets already. I've done carrots. I haven't done meats yet, so I'll be learning that process. But before I show you that, and before I get my hands too dirty again, I wanted to show you guys, I'll do another video of this, the rug I'm making. So you don't need anything but like, this came from like flowery sheets at the recycle in Sherwood Park. I just washed them, and then like it's just knots. So you just need like a paper clip and some tape, because I'm not spending money on supplies. And then you just knot it. It's the first one, so it's not great, but I'll show you guys how to do it in another one. Okay. So, to fill them, and I do recommend getting like silicone tipped tongs to work with your bottles or cans, because they do work a lot better. So, we're going to stuff these right full as much as we can. Woo. And make a mess already, but yeah, it's very nice. It's always fixable though. Always fix it. Clean it up or whatever. Because I only cleaned, got like prepped 3 jars, so if there's any leftovers, I'll just have them with my steak I'm having for dinner tonight. So that'll be actually kind of good if there's leftovers, so that I don't have to make another vegetable. So that's good. Like, I know you can do this tighter and stuff for sure, like, so you can like fit them in better. But I'm not gonna lie, this is a little harder to do while you're filming, I feel like, because this is more difficult while you're filming. Because I do this stuff by myself and I usually don't have these kind of issues, but that's okay. Practice anyways. Oh, I might not even have enough to do. I don't know if there's enough to do a third jar. I think that'll just be dinner. So there we go. I'm doing 2 jars. So here, let's right here. And then that'll be some of my dinner. To like measuring stuff out when it comes to stuff like this, because like, I'm not an expert. I haven't done a lot of this in my lifetime, so I'm kind of learning as I go. Which means like sometimes the pigs get extra food. Like I tried making mozzarella by myself for the first time. It did not go well. My ricotta though turned out great. I haven't had any issues with that. I've made it a couple times. Cheddar I haven't tried by myself yet. I was taught by the at this farm I was staying at for a while. I actually went and saw her today, and she gave me some more feta, which she makes from scratch, and cheddar with a new seasoning that she has. So it's fucking amazing. I'm not even lying. Whoa. Yeah. So, but I don't have a cheese press yet, so I was asking her today, like, how could I, like, what could I do to, I'm gonna add 1 corn to this one, now, see how it turns out, because I heard it can get really spicy. Anyways, so I asked her, like, what if I don't have a cheese press, like, what could I use instead of, right? And so she said, like, a rock, I guess, like, just a rock, like, with your cheesecloth or whatever set up, like, you'll see in another video. like, I'm not buying a cheese press yet. So I did have probably enough to do for 3, but this is definitely a waste of brine. Oh, that smells so good. Maybe I'll do carrots. Maybe I'll boil some carrots. That's fine. That's fine. Anyways, so I filled it up. It's probably a little too high, to be honest, but we'll see. So that's it. Now I'm going to make sure these are all cleaned off. Stick that in there. And now there's a trick to this. So you want to do just quarter turn. And it'll come not tight, but like it'll seat properly almost. And then you want to do like just a quarter turn, hand loose. If you're not tightening this thing like at all, you're like wrenching on it. You're just kind of, so if you watch the pressure, you're tight and then a quarter. And then my water's now to boil, so we'll throw these puppies in there. And you want the water level 1 inch from the top, so I do need to add more water. We'll probably let this go for 30-ish minutes. Like 1 inch from the top of the door line. That should be good. We'll probably let this go for about 30 minutes and we'll show you guys what the end result is. Alright, so they came out. It was about 30 minutes, a little less than though. They're hot as fuck still. They did snap. I heard the little ting. These are like pop lids. Oh, fuck, that is hot as fuck. So, here. I'll check this. Like, look how loose that is. I didn't even touch it yet. Good. Good to go. Okay, so I'll put this back on. And then we're gonna let those cool. Jesus, Jessica. Good thing it's sealed. And then I will label them. Oh, it's sealed so you can see it snapped. Hell yeah. Okay, and then so yeah, these are done. That's it. And like my cousin told me that you shouldn't eat them for a month after they're made because of like botulism. I've talked to a bunch of different people and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's a bunch of different theories depending on what it is, what the recipe is. So like I just usually eat these when I don't have food, to be honest, which is something that happens often, but like I don't get to the grocery store all the time. So, but I still have to figure out what I want to have on the other side. I think I still have some quinoa left. You guys can't see it. This is bison. Fucking well done, Jessica. So I'm gonna eat that up, and thanks for canning with me.